What I wanted to do was try to since I never catch you on a camera, because you always need a haircut or you're not comfortable or some other excuse you got for not wanting to get recorded. I just wanted to take about 5-10 minutes to talk to you about your history in music. Um, since everywhere I go, even Maryland, D.C., Northern Virginia, Southern Virginia, North Carolina, somebody heard of you and doing what you do. So tell me, so what's your first incursion into the music business?
Man, I really got to think about that. I guess the party at Tweely House. I guess. I mean, I would think so around that time frame. Was it about like 82,
83.
83 or something like that? But yeah, I guess that party is like the first thing I remember.
What did
far as DJing and stuff like that.
So you was a DJ first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know all
Well, I
this,
mean, it's funny talking to you about it.
The people that watch, they don't.
Yeah,
they have no idea.
Yeah, sure enough.
So so in '83, how old were you?
83. I was 11 at Jimmy's.
I said this story.
I
said
13
this story.
at Jimmy's though.
12.
12. Yeah, it won't far after that party
about 12
at
years
Tweely's
old,
house though.
About 12 years old, DJing in a club with grown
people.
About
12. That's about right.
Yeah,
that's about right.
So so the story goes for the people who don't know.
Man, that's crazy.
So the story goes that for the people at home that don't know this is DJ Footloose from HTD Entertainment, and he goes back in the music business in Central Virginia to about 1983-ish. Everybody knows you as a musician and a sound man and a sound engineer and all that, music producer and all of that good stuff, but they don't know you were a DJ first. So we'll fast forward into the stuff that, because I know you'll probably skirt out of here if I don't get to the meat of the conversation. So what was your first, since you're a musician, what was your first instrument?
Oh, the drums. Drums.
So what? Yeah. I mean, how did you get into that?
Well, the story goes.
Just tell it like
you know what I'm getting ready to say. That one makes it funny.
Tell
man.
It like it happened, man.
We had relaxation band. Gary was the drummer, but every now and then when Gary would get off the drums, I'd get on the drums. And the drums was in our house, so I had nothing but practice time, man. You know what I mean? So I just ease my way into that band. I'm the little brother, the young brother, and just trying to fit in with y'all dudes, man, for real, for the most part. And but yeah, then Gary got on the mic full time, and I just started playing the drums from there.
Okay.
That's relaxation band.
So obviously we didn't have much success because we really didn't know what we were doing.
We had a couple tapes.
Yeah, that's about it.
We had a couple tapes, man, and a couple shows, but. Yeah, it's local.
So the first, you local.
It's local, man.
Yeah. So what's the first official band that you joined?
Oh, that was Infinity. And that was still in high school. So I guess about 88, 87, 88.
87 joint.
Yeah, 87 joint. But probably about 87, 88.
So
with Infinity.
Okay, so who's in that band?
Oh, man, I got to get the I don't want to miss nobody, man, but I was on the drums, Cap was on the congos, and Bebe was on the keyboard. Rob was on the mic. Flip was on the mic. Pinky, she was the girl singer of the group. And Kevin was on the rototoms and timbales and cowbells. I think that was it. I think that was the whole band.
So what?
Yeah, I think that was it.
So I'm a little mixed up because I joined the Army around that time. So what? So where was Spider and Jeremy, rest in peace, and all that?
Yeah, you was gone, man. But that's what it was. because I played in Infinity forever, so everybody know I played with that band. So, but I got a job at Tevis. So I was like, what, 3 to 12 or whatever it was, 3 to 11, whatever. So I worked the afternoon shift. So
basically,
I could go to band practice.
in their neighborhood, basically.
Say what now?
So now what is it? What is the okay? I
No,
guess
what
you
I'm saying is,
what
what I'm saying is, when I started working at Tevis in the afternoons, I couldn't go to band practice. So I mean, I had to stop playing. They were still playing, man. They needed a drummer. So Rudy started kicking for them. So then I was working, but then back then I worked 2-3 weeks, man, quit, back then. But so I worked there for a little while, then I quit. Then Spider hollered at me. He wanted to get a band. You know what I'm saying? So I started, working with them guys, man, going over there and just we basically built the band from nothing, man. Like most of the people in the band, they'll tell you out their own mouth. They didn't know a lot about that stuff.
I think you told me before Spider, he was in charge of the band because he bought all the equipment, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And he didn't really know how to play anything?
Nah. When I first went over there,
didn't know how to play any beats or nothing.
Nah, I just love go-go. Just like everybody, man, but didn't know how to play nothing. So when I went over there one time, he had already bought some congos, right? So when I got there, they was crazy out of tune, yo. Right? So I fooled with him for probably about 2 or 3 minutes, and I kind of tuned him up pretty good. So when I started hitting them joints, man, he was like, God, he was just tripping, man. So after that, man, we just had classes, man. You know what I'm saying? Just this is the first beat. This is the second beat. And we just worked on beat by beat by beat. Then just started incorporating other people, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's basically the core of it was just me, him, and Jeremy. And then you had 80, you had Booty, you had Pooh, you had Dino, and and then we just started building from that, man. So then we got Ruben Humans play the guitar. So it was on after that,
So which one of those bands do you think had the most? I don't even want to call it success. Which one of those bands did you? I guess success. Which one of those bands had the most success?
Well, I mean, I'd had to say Infinity, man, because I can say that name right now to certain people that still play go-go, and they automatically know what it was. But there's the Impact. We just didn't play that long. You know what I'm saying? But that band was good, man. From what we knew and the people that we had in that band, we had a good band, man, and had a good run.
So back to the Infinity thing. So where where were y'all traveling to, or where were y'all playing?
The go-go chitlin circuit, if you want to call it that, basically. But anywhere, man, like
Virginia.
most of it was Virginia. Very seldom up, further up north. But like Winchester, Front Royal, West Virginia, Fredericksburg. I mean, all them places, man. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere for that part of Virginia and West Virginia. But around. A lot of West Virginians fooling with Bronson, man. Bronson got us a lot of shows up there, man. But Winchester, Front Royal for the most part.
So speaking of Bronson, right? We all know he's probably the one of the most, for all of us where we grew up, he's probably the most influential DJ that we ever knew. But from what you tell me though, that he was the first person to put you on the sound, into the sound engineering and.
Yeah, he was the first person that would take time to, man, like show me something, man. Like just being honest, man. Sound man from DC, man, y'all dudes was rough, man.
What you mean?
Just like, what's the word? Standoffish. You couldn't really approach him, man. You know what I mean? It's like, I ain't showing you nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? It was on that level. I don't have no cord to lend you or none of that stuff. If you snare busted, you just done. Just had that kind of, so. But Bronson was the kind of guy, man, that'd be like, this does this, and this is what this is used for, and you know what I mean. So, and I was a DJ, so I mean, it was 100%, man. He used to let me get on his turntables, man. Nobody. He had 1200s. I used to put the penny on the joint though. He used to always say, "Look, Rodney, I don't really like you putting the penny on my needle, man." But he was like the first dude to show me. What it was, man. Yeah, it had to been Bronson.
So you I guess because you were a musician, it probably made and plus the guy was really knowledgeable. He knew a
Yeah,
lot of stuff.
electrician, man, and he was a sound man, so
Right.
he had all of it from every angle.
So he told you all the ups and downs, the ins and outs. So
Yeah, the ins and outs, man, outs and ins, man. But yeah, it had to been Bronson for sure that started that.
okay.
Yeah.
So I guess to fast forward a little bit, um, as far as the sound engineering piece of it, how did you get into this to the most current iteration of you being a sound man?
Well, I think yeah, the biggest thing with that was you and Q and all of y'all was throwing a lot of shows, man.
Well, actually, before that, you kind of honed your skills on somebody else's gear before you got to us.
Oh yeah. But to be honest though, oh well, okay, I'll take it back then. All right, with Spider, I was still just a DJ. I didn't know nothing really about no sound, you know what I mean? But I go to the club and just see what people had in their racks, and you know what I mean? Like why the kick drum sound like that, and what does that sound on the congos? So I started learning what pieces were and all that stuff. So when he built that PA, I would buy the things that I would see at the go-go. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even have it in here right now. But like the preamp for the bass guitar. I didn't know that you put the kick drum mic in that thing, man, and that would made it thump like it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would go to the go-go and look and ask questions. Some people would tell me things, you know what I'm saying? But I just learning, man, just looking at people and learning from that. And then so I guess really with Spider, that was the first time I started getting into the amps and the mics and the direct boxes and all that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, it had to been with Impact Band for sure. Then after that, Cap bought a system too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We'll get into that in a minute. But so Cap,
yeah, because I want to hear this. I want to hear
you
it.
already know the deal with that. So Cap bought a system too. So then it just started getting. I started getting a little more serious about it because I always tell people, man, I never try to act like a know-it-all. It ain't nothing about that. I just like music. You know what I mean? So I want to learn about everything about it. You know what I mean? And not try to act like I'm the best at doing it, but I just want to understand why this does that and how this works and all that kind of stuff. And our whole family like that, man. You know, but I'm a drummer first. Well, I'm sorry, I'm a DJ first. Then I'm a drummer. Then I'm a keyboard player. Then I'm a sound man. You know, all that stuff just goes hand in hand, man. I just like music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, from fooling with those two guys with those bands, got me on the sound tip.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, before we get to the current day with the sound part, what's the story? One of them guys you told me the infamous Chuck Levin's purchase of a whole band system in one
Oh
day.
yeah. That was Spider. We went up there and the whole thing, man, the whole kit and caboodle. You know, the drums, the congos, the speakers, the mics, all that stuff. But they got it shipped all the way down to Culpeper, man. You know, we went up in a car. Jeremy had an Audi. So we went up in a car, man, and they shipped all that stuff back to Culpeper, man. You know. So yeah.
Technically like a U-Haul worth of gear.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people really grasp what you mean though, because you not only bought like the percussion and all that stuff, you bought like all the mics, the speakers, the
all
amps.
of it, man. Every aspect of it. So like, we go play, it won't nothing. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no sound, man. We don't need nothing. Everything was right there, man. So we take the whole system, the drums, like people do now. But our band did that. A lot of bands did that back in the day. Now, I don't know no band that really got no sound. I mean, you're not
mature clientele. Well, I think mature clientele got
yeah. I think like Let It Flow, their manager.
Yeah, Malik.
You know what I mean? But it's far in between. It ain't like it used to be, man. Back in the day, cats had sound, man. But now, you know.
I think the sound systems for those bands who had those sound systems, they were kind of small too.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Junk would come to Jimmy's, they had like
a couple of speakers.
2 speakers or something, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like 2 speakers, and they sit them on the tables. They just put them on tables.
But considering how, considering the advancements in the technology, you would never be able to get away with that nowadays.
Nah, ain't no way in the world.
You know.